Welcome to a brand new podcast. And as always, this is the Oracle 19. And my name is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries, if you have a business and you want to put it on this platform, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a free will offering donation to the podcast. That's evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. That's via PayPal. So definitely we will appreciate that as we continue and expanding worldwide. And also want to thank a new country that is listening to us, Belgium. Yes, Belgium, as we continue our train worldwide. So thank you again for Belgium. Now, if you want to shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is evolutionoflondon.com, we have a whole wide range of products. That's men's, kids, ladies' clothes. We have more cologne and more perfume and house products as well. So evolutionoflondon.com. Also evolutionoflondon.org, O-R-G, for custom clothes, accessories, digital products as well. We have new merchandise there as well. And finally, evolutionoflondon.store. More sneakers. We really putting a lot of footwear on that website, so check that out, evolutionoflondon.store, for footwear and DVDs and games and more clothes. www.evolutionoflondon.store. We have different links to other affiliates. Linktree.com/Evolution of London. You can support us that way. We have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, digital artwork, and consulting services as well. We're on Rumble, rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19, and also check us out at www.theoracle19radio.com. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars, from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, peppermint, just to name a few. And if you want to place your order, you can email the company at royalty9international@gmail.com for your luxury candles. Over 35 plus burning hours, by the way. Very good candles, I might say. You can find the company on Instagram and TikTok, Royalty9 International. And again, Royalty9 International. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, you can email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. Again, that's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And that is to contact Mr. Will. And if you want to check out his merch, www.wjaccessories.com for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Music, I should say. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, you will see his other social media sites. So like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. and continuing to train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel as we approaching 1,000 shows on YouTube. So like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel, as well as Mr. Evolution of London, our health and wellness channel on YouTube. A lot of great things and videos that's being posted on that channel. Like, subscribe, and share to Mr. Evolution of London as well. DJ Panthro. DJ Panthro is an international DJ, and if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at djpanthro519@gmail.com. That's DJ Panthro, Panthro, 519@gmail.com. And you will find him on YouTube, DJ Panthro519, where you'll find his website as well. So support his brand. And he have a Patreon channel, which is DJ Panther 519. Support his brand there also. And if any questions, concerns, you have the email. You find him on TikTok, Instagram, TikTok especially, The Real DJ Panther, The Real DJ Panther. Again, DJ Panther. Kenzo World, if you're looking for Afro beats, very good Afro beats, check out Kenzo, his album Discovery, as well as his single Adora. And you'll find him on all major platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, YouTube, just to name a few. If you want to book for him to come to your venue, more Kenzo at gmail.com. Again, that's more, MOOR, Kenzo. Whoa. More Kenzo at gmail.com. Again, Kenzo Word. Now, the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London. Both of those is on YouTube, of course. Rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19 on Rumble, and finally www.theoracle19radio.com. Well, today, a little something different. I give my perspective as always. The temptations of love. Now, here's a disclosure. I am not no relationship person or counselor or any of those. I'm just a person just giving my perspective. Marriage counselor, anything of that nature. Just a person just giving his perspective on life and through experiences, trials and tribulations that I've been through. And, just reaching to a good space in life now. I thought I should talk about the temptations of love. And what inspired me, I watched this movie by Tyler Perry, Temptations, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. This was released back in 2013. And I just watched it. I've seen it once. I've seen it quite a few times, but I like the movie. It's a very good movie. One of a lot of great movies by Tyler Perry. But this one was released in 2013. It's Tyler Perry's Temptation, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. I think it's a very good movie, something to check out. And the movie basically deals with drama about love and infidelity and basically the consequences of your actions. And the story follows. I'll just give you a little briefing. It's the story of a married woman. She was her name was Judith, by the way. Tempted into an affair. See, this is fresh and new in my mind because I just watched it recently, so I can talk about it. She was tempted into an affair. She and then ultimately she lost everything, and it's a messed up story actually. I find it in which a lot of women go through. They get bored. Men too, but normally, in my personal opinion, real men, when they in relationships, they usually stick it through. A lot of times, women is the ones that get bored and their eyes wander and so forth, so on. Not to say men don't do it neither, because it is true. I mean, it goes both ways. I just think, in my personal opinion, I think women, you know, wander, and you don't have to actually have sexual intercourse to wander. It could be through just conversations or wishing, or you saying things to a girlfriend, so forth, so on. But again, that's debatable. I know, I understand. But this movie discussed a woman that was married to her childhood sweetheart, and what happened is, and I'm just going through my mind with this. They grew up together, got married, was married for like 6 years. She was like 26 years old, so she was young, Got married when she was 20, now she's 26, and then at her job, she met a man, a rich man. Um, he like swooned her to just a new lifestyle. He was, and she went for the bait because she felt her life was really boring, and she wanted something new and fresh. And these is real. We all know these is real stories. I mean, it's not like something that is like brand new. You might have been in a situation with that temptation. You was tested, see how loyal you was. So she went for the bait. And again, one of the dangerous things of temptation, especially at work, because most of the time, for 8 hours, especially you working full time and sometimes overtime, 8, 10, 12 hours you working at the job, that's half of your day. And you surrounded by men and women, and this is where you get husband wives, or job wives, or job husbands. That's what I mean. Where you can get tempted. You've seen the same person every day, then you start talking to them, then it becomes intimate conversations, and then you see that other person in a different light. They become more attractive to you. You don't communicate as much at home as you should to your other partner, and then things happen, and affairs happen, and this is a common thing throughout life, men and women. So that's really the story, part of the story in this movie. And tragically, she went for the bait. Her name was Judith, and she had an affair with this man. And then she started liking the man because the relationship was fresh and new. He was more of a communicator. They got sexually intimate, and the sex was better with that man versus her husband, and then that definitely went to a whole different direction. And then he had more money than the husband, so she felt it was a better look, and then she allowed that man to influence her, so that just unraveled. And then she decided she didn't need her husband anymore. And the husband, crying and wanted the wife back, and she felt she was doing better. And her mother, Judith's mother, told her that, this man is really the devil, a physical devil, and it's going to be a bad look for her to cross over. And she didn't believe it. Turned out that the man that she had an affair with was an abusive man, and he was HIV positive. So at the end of the day, he abused her, beat her up, and the husband had to come in and save her. I'm giving you the short notes with that. Found out and abuse took place, broke into the man's house, retrieved his wife away from the situation, but they didn't get back together because the wife ended up being HIV positive. Man ended up finding a new wife and had a son because they didn't have children initially. And then she remained as a family counselor. That was her dream job. But then she ended up being HIV positive and lonely, while he flourished years later with a new family and became, I believe, owner of a pharmacy. In the end. Does this apply to your life, ladies or gentlemen? But I find that a lot of men usually will work through a relationship. Real men, I would say, more so than women. Now that could be very controversial. A lot of women will say men cheat and this and that and thus and so. Now here's the thing with men. I can speak upon it because I'm a man. See, when men, as you say, cheat, if a man love his wife, okay, this is the difference. That's why I lean towards women cheating, and when they cheat is definitely a purpose, and it definitely wrecks up the situation. Why I'm saying that? Because when men cheat, we can go to a strip club, see a woman, see a stripper, have intercourse with a stripper. It means nothing. Go back to your wife and continue the day, because we could put in perspective that woman was just what it was. Men do this a lot. They could have side pieces. They call it side pieces, and it means nothing because there's no emotions to that. Where women, when y'all ladies have affairs, is serious. Now there are exceptions to the rules, that you got women that's cold-blooded and they could just have that man mentality and stuff. There are exceptions to the rules, so I never will doubt that. But that's not the norm. As this story goes in this movie, when she had an affair, she went the whole nine and went left and got in a whole new relationship. Because the reality is, ladies, most of you ladies, you cannot have sex with two men at the same time. And still, you going back to your husband and you're going to have sex with him. And it will have the same intensity. Men can do that. You can have this is just how we built. You can have sex with a stripper or any side piece in the street, and then go back home and still have that same intensity with your wife. And guess what? Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. It means nothing. Ask real men out here. Now, is it, you're gonna say, is it fair? You're gonna get emotional. It's not right. Yeah, I get it. I'm not saying right, wrong, up and down. I'm just explaining the psyche of a man. And I could say that as a man. I know. I mean, I could speak on it. I could stand on that. A lot of men could stand on it. They can go out, have sex with a woman, just a random woman, and she's cool. Everything is good for that point. But after that, he's going back to his family. He's not leaving his family. And he even will make that clear to the side woman. He ain't leaving his family. You can either stick around as a side piece or you could just keep it pushing. I'm talking about real men out here. This been going on from the days of the Bible leading to now, and it's going to keep going after we all depart from this planet Earth. The psyche of a man. Where, again, you ladies, when you have an affair, that becomes a relationship. That becomes a number one relationship, and you leaving the other man behind. But again, there are exceptions to the rules. I know this, but that's not the norm with you ladies. Think about it. Can you do it? Just saying. So, ladies, a lot of ladies fumble the ball. This is a common thing. You fumble the ball. You have a solid man. You get bored. You know, and this is where communication really comes in place. Communication with both parties, man and woman. Because in this movie, I really analyzed this movie, and I really was, as just an analyzer, a critic. I would put blame on both parties in this movie. I'll give you an example of the man. Now the woman, they was married. She was a good woman initially, right? She was a good woman. Initially. So again, people change. That's another thing you have to understand in life. People change. But I think, and I'm gonna speak of the man first. See, she was one of those good girls, okay? And she even dressed the part, looking, nothing tight fitted, very, just conservative. And a lot of times now this is the experience of a man, a real man, and men can relate to this. When you have a woman, and she's a decent woman, and we're talking about being intimate, okay? I'm going to try to be as clean as I can get with this conversation. You know, when you're intimate with let me backtrack. When you have a good woman and stuff, a lot of times the good women and stuff, the decent women, they freaks. And if you watch the movie and pay attention to little things, you pay attention, man, and this might be applicable to your life. And ladies, a lot of times when you have the sexual intercourse, and you go to a routine, just the same routine, shut down the light, and it's just boring, okay? A lot of these women they want to be rotted out. Put it that way. I'm trying to be as clean as possible. You gotta, and look, if you don't understand what I mean, I'm gonna be clean, because this show is gonna be reached out to different platforms, and I just don't want to be, banned with this. So you gotta thug her out. You gotta and spice it up. Okay, I'm saying like that. You can't just be boring. And I'm speaking of men. And it will show you within the movie. That also opened the door for the new man to come in. So that also played a big part in why she left. You gotta spice it up, guys. And he didn't do it. He didn't catch the signs. See, you gotta pay attention, and I'm speaking of men, and I'm gonna deal with the women. But men, you gotta pay attention to the signs, little things. You can't overlook. And see, he overlooked what she really wanted, and that was his downfall. Again, one of his downfalls, the husband's downfall in the movie. She gave him a sign that she wanted something different in the bedroom. And what happened was he didn't pay attention to the sign. He was a nice guy. And there's always a saying, nice guys finish last. Again, the you you gotta thug it out with her, You got give her that thug passion. Give you that point. Because if you don't, that door will open for another man to come in. Now she could cheat already, is what it is. But if she gonna go out and cheat, I mean, she just was a real slut anyway. So ain't nothing you can do. You got real sluts out here. Ain't nothing. You can't do anything, even if you thug it out and in all different ways. She just want to go out and get something new. So it's nothing you can do. You got women like that. They call them nymphos and nymphomaniacs, or they just want different ones, different rods of life. Oh, so Mr. Green what is rods of life? Penises. Okay, is that clear for you? So you have to be attentive and pay attention to signs of body language of your woman. And she wanted that tender love and care, and you overlooked it. Part two is she was talking to another man in your house while you sitting watching a football game. This is just another example within the movie. You see, I could be sitting and watching a football game, but if she's on the phone, the television, the volume of the TV goes down. Who's that? Who's that on the phone? And you'd be stumbling around. Just a friend. Who is this friend? Who are you talking to? You might look at it as I'm insecure, but no, I'm very secure. I want to secure my relationship, so I'm securing you. I want to know who's on this phone. And if you say a man, what man? Who? Oh, someone on the job. Job? What do you mean someone on the job? What are you talking about? What job? He's calling you? Who's this guy? She will have to give me answers. It's not just, first of all, I'm not a believer in men and women being friends. And especially if you're in a serious relationship. The heck do you have a man friend? You can't have no man friend. I'm not tolerating that. And I'll tell you off the top, if you want a man friend and y'all got pile together and call each other, then you need to be with that man straight up. I'm not your man. He's your man. Go for it. Ain't no male friends. Are you crazy? What's going on with? Forget about it. So that he didn't pay attention to the signs in the movie. He's screaming from the football game and how and yeah, go, throw the ball. Meanwhile, the man on the phone is already throwing the ball to his wife. Pause. So he didn't pay attention to little signs. All of a sudden, she have a routine. She usually jogs, let's say Monday through Friday, but Saturday, 7:30 in the morning, that she normally don't jog. She wanted to take a little run. 7:30 in the morning is because the pattern the other man usually takes his jog every Saturday 8 o'clock in the morning. So she say I'm going out 7:30, and then that's a way for her to meet the other man, the new man. I mean, little Pat, and you didn't question as a husband why you going 7:30? Why are you going out this morning? Oh, I'm just going out jogging. I mean, it's an unusual, different day. So when you see those signs, and I'm just using that as an example. Me, I'm just a wild dude. I mean, by nature, I'm not even going to get into detail. Man, you go out. You ain't going. Where you going? Man, you man, you thug it out right there, man. You going out? I don't think so. Thug it out right there. 7:30 in the morning. Man, grab her by the hair, man, and you thug that out, man. 7:30 in the morning. When you finish, man, she ain't feel like going out. She ain't feel like going out no 7:30. After after you thug it out, it ain't gonna be. She ain't going out. I don't feel like jogging today. I mean, things like that, man. You gotta change it up. You know, spice it up. I mean, relationships is hard. It's not easy. It's definitely, it's both parties. You see the same person over and over again. It just, it's what it is. Everyone get older, then work and life, and then you add on children and stuff. I mean, it's not easy. But the key, and I'm speaking for the men, is notice little things and communicate. Again, I'm not no counselor or family counselor. I'm, nobody. I'm just a regular guy like you. But I just give them perspectives because things I've been through, things I had to see, overcome, been in good situations, bad situations, and you learn, you live and learn. So I can speak on this, maybe help guys like yourself, men or women that have gone or is going through that situation, and it inspired me actually with the movie. That's all, nothing more, nothing less. Watch the movie. I said, let me just talk about this. So, men, you have to pay attention to little things, patterns. Don't underestimate the pattern. If that woman normally jogs Monday through Friday, 7:30 in the morning, but all of a sudden now she wants to jog on a Saturday or Sunday and she never done that before, you better pay attention to the signs. Don't overlook that. And she just say, "Oh, I'm just going for a run." No, whatever. What? No, pay attention to that. It's time. Nope, nope, nope. Judith, sit down. We gotta have a meet. We gotta have a powwow. We're gonna have to talk. And her cravings and stuff, what she wanted. She's a lot of times these good women have, you spot that they reserved, but they have a freakish nature, and it's just bottled up. So you have to meet that type of energy. And a lot of times I find that, since we on the footnote, the freaks out here are a lot of times your teachers, school teachers. Yes, lady school teachers. Why? I know this personally, but this is one: military women, or you got police officers and so forth. Why I'm saying that? Because see, they gotta, doing their work, teachers, they gotta hold a certain discipline. They are Miss so and so at the job, at the school, so they have to be conservative, real conservative. They can't deviate even after school. They cannot you see them in the street. You can't see your teacher in the street slutting it out in the streets. That's going to be odd. She got to maintain a still a conservative nature, not only in school but after school. She can't be seen at a club, twerking and stuff. Even though these teachers be doing that, but that's not a good look. And then she be on Facebook twerking and stuff as a teacher. That's not a good look. She's going to be fired. So she got to maintain a conservative nature, conservative vibe, a conservative nature, as I guess I put it that way, in school and beyond school. So a lot of bottled up energy is in these women. This is just one of many examples. I'm just giving you one example, but there's other examples of that type of conservative women. So again, you have to spot these things, the nature of the woman and what she really wants, and you have to attend to it, because if you don't, it's going to make it easier for the next man to creep in, because women is visual, they run on emotions, and they're gonna go for that temptation. Another man, a smooth guy, is gonna come in, and then he's gonna thug out your woman, and it's gonna be a situation like that movie. So, have this temptation of love ever happened to you? Or do you know someone that has been through it? These are red flags that definitely could destroy relationships. Bad decisions, testing your loyalty. It's a lesson in this. And ladies, it goes to you too. Ladies make a lot of bad decisions. You have a good man, he might not do certain things you might be really wanting. And I know it's hard to communicate because it could become offensive. I know, ladies, but look, you're married to that man, or that's your boyfriend, and that's a serious relationship. Especially we talking about serious relationship. We're not just talking about fly by night relationships. We're talking about a bona fide serious relationship. It is your duty as a woman to pull your man on the side and speak to him on all issues. All issues. It could be, and I know some issues could be very sensitive, but what, you gonna go to your girlfriend and or an outsider and talk about it, or you gonna go and talk to your man or your husband? Which is it? I say talk it to your man or your husband and sitting down and talking about the details of what you're looking for and how to work it out together. Relationships is hard. We all know that. Both sides of the river. But in this day and time especially is a lack of communication. So it's a lot of it's people is quick to separate from each other in this day and time because of lack of communication. Don't want to communicate with each other. You just want to just leave the situation. There might a lot of sensitive topics. It might be man's body odor or woman's body odor. It might be intimacy. It might be just hygienic in general. A lot of the things, or what you expect during intimacy, or communication. That it really is the key. It truly is. The moral of the story: communication. If you don't communicate with your partner, the relationship is just not going to survive. It's just going to be false. And you have a lot of marriages even today. People been together 10, 20, 30 years, the few people that is left, but they don't communicate. They just go through the motions. They just go to work, come home, and that's it. And just kiss each other on the cheek, fix food or eat together, and then go to sleep. And repeat that cycle, and it becomes boring and on both parties, and then infidelity starts, and it's hard. And especially in this day and time, it's so easy to leave a relationship because you got dating apps that you can go on your smartphone and just go into one of the dating apps, and then you could just, you think in your mind you can go and meet somebody new, and it could be a better situation, and then it end up being like what you're seeing in the movie. It'll seem perfect, but then it will unravel, and now you lost everything. Like Judith, she lost her husband. She even lost. She gambled on the side dude, and that didn't work out. And end up she getting a package, which is called HIV. The only thing she got is she's working as a marriage counselor, something that's her dream job. But her dream job was to have her own practice. But end up she's working in a corporation as a marriage counselor at the end of the day, with nothing really to show for it, just working a regular 9 to 5. So she lost everything, and she can't find another man. I remember, before I reflect on my story, it's very sad in a way, but lose everything because lack of communication, and then setting boundaries to avoid situations, men and women. I remember a long time ago, during my single life, I met a young lady, and very pretty. This was, I met her, it was downtown Brooklyn. And she, very beautiful. I mean, very beautiful. I mean, I was like, wow, man, I definitely had to talk to her. We met up downtown in the streets near Junior's restaurant for all my Brooklyn nights. Across the street from Junior's. And what happened was, we conversated, exchanging numbers. I was with a homeboy of mine, and well, he wasn't a homeboy, but it was just a co-worker. And it was in the evening, around 7:30, summertime, very warm, cool night. And we talked. She gave me her number, and and we exchanged numbers. Said, when you're free, it's like, you can meet up, like later on after later on when you finish work. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I knew I was finishing up work. And about, I think around 7:30, somewhere around there, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, I drove to her place. It's all in BK, baby, all in Brooklyn. And I went to her house, and her homeboy, she was there, her friend, her girlfriend was there. So they was just chilling. So co-worker and I, we went, and we just, was sitting at her place and just kicking it. So, conversating, I found out two things about her. I now she, well, let me just, before we get to that point, I was saying to myself, boy, man, this one, and just she was cool female. I thought, this could be something, a girl, this could be a girlfriend thing. Cool female, down to earth, conversated, a lot of things in common, blah, blah, blah. Found out she was HIV positive. She confessed it to me. She said, before we get any further, I got to confess to you. You know, I'm HIV positive. I said, wow. She had a son, I believe, a 4-year-old. I wasn't willing to overlook that part. But when she told me the HIV, I was like, wow, thank you. Because she could have been vicious and not even talk about it. And then, you know, have intercourse. The next thing you know, she gives me that package. So communication is key. And it's sad. She said she got it from her ex, you know, that type of thing. And I just adding that on because of this story with the Tyler Perry movie and end up Judah being HIV. So you know, I reflect again. Mr. Grayson has been through a lot of things, and this woman that I met, same complexion as the woman in the movie, actually, similar. But both of them was attractive, but when she told me that story, I was like, wow, wow. It's like, and then we started talking about how it happened and stuff, not in detail, graphic, but you're like how you met him, so forth, so on. Uh, he she he was he became HIV positive because he was using drugs, sharing needles, I believe. I think she told me that story. So, and then he passed it to her, and I'm like, dag, man, life is ruined. Now you could survive off of that HIV, you know, being HIV positive with medication and stuff. AIDS is not like it was in the 80s and the 90s, early 90s, where especially in the 80s when people was getting it, they just dying like flies, you know, because there was really no cure. But nowadays there's medication to build up your you know your blood cells and blood count, so you can still stay alive. I have a cousin of mine that been HIV positive for over 40 years, 40, 50 years. And he's still living and still strong and in 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 New York. I don't want to just put him out there like that. Where? But if he listened to the show, no disrespect to you, cousin. This is just, I'm just talking here. So I'm not putting your name out there. But again, HR, I always, like, even Magic Johnson, he was tested HIV positive. I don't know if he still have it, but he still, I mean, what are you going to do when you are? You can't have intercourse with that person, man. Like, I wouldn't feel right. I wouldn't feel comfortable, you know? So if both of y'all have it, then, you know, it wouldn't really matter. But if I'm not me, I don't want nobody fresh and new and to have it. So it didn't go any further. We talked. After that night, I didn't call her again. She tried to call me and stuff. I think after maybe small talk and stuff, but she already knew that it ain't really going any further than that. You know, so she left it alone respectfully. I definitely appreciate her honesty because you have some grimy women out here that would have just said, you know what, they got the package. Whoever, I'm just gonna have fun and let the chips fall where they may. You got grimy females like that. This is BK all day, baby. Anybody from the old BK, even I guess BK currently, grimy women is out here, grimy dudes is out here. There's countless stories out here, men and women out here just passing packages and just package passing, package passing people. They just don't care. And not only HIV, and this is a side note to the movie, but I'll bring it together. It's just not only that, but all different types of diseases and herpes and stuff like that, and so many things. You gotta be so careful, all because you in a relationship is solid, but you want to try something new. And in this day and time, especially now, you got some nasty people, physically nasty, not even emotionally nasty, but physically nasty. And you having intimacy with these people, men and women, and they passing you packages. And then next thing you know, you all of a sudden waking up, you coughing, you might have trouble breathing, and you got all of these weird diseases and viruses that's out here. And next thing you know, you got packages. Some packages that might be is you can't change. So be very careful. Again, I always think about this movie, not this movie, but this song, TLC, don't chase waterfalls, stick to the lakes and the rivers you used to. And it holds true. And then you have to factor in the mindset of men and women that you want to go and have extra marital relationships with. The energy, you got demons out here, devil worship, literally devil worshippers. You have intercourses with these women and men, and you bringing energy into your soul, your spirit, just mingling with these demonic people, literally, all because of lack communication with your spouse, and you end up losing it all. And now you're alone, and you had a good thing going, but you fumbled the ball, men or women. So the question you have to ask yourself: is this worth it? Is this would it be a good investment because it's new, it's exciting, that person is handsome, or that woman is attractive, pretty? Is it worth it? That's the question. Is it really worth it to you to branch off? So I encourage you to watch the movie. Tyler Perry's Tyler Perry's Temptation, marriage counselor, and see if that's applicable to your life. Meanwhile, pass the information about this podcast, the Oracle 19 podcast, iHeartRadio. You can download iHeartRadio on your phone or your cable network, and you have to see the app, and then type in the Oracle 19 podcast, and you can listen to me, or Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few. Subscribe to the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London, both of those on YouTube, and pass the information along. Hopefully this show is informative, you enjoyed it, maybe it's applicable in your life. And again, key thing is communication. Number one. And work it out, especially if you've been married, or, well, if you're married or you're in a serious relationship. Work it out. You met that person for a reason. You with that person for a reason. So why you can't communicate with that person to make it a good reason? Thank you for listening.